All right, I think we're ready to kick things off. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you again for joining us today. My name is Joseph. I oversee our MLS partnerships here at CubiCasa. I'm also joined today by Daniela from our success team. We're so excited to chat with all of you today as we launch our partnership with Conejo Simi Moore Park and bring you this amazing tool. Today, I'll spend about 15 minutes or so walking through a few things. First and foremost, what CubiCasa is in general. We'll take a look at the technology itself, so the mobile app that you'll be using, and then we'll review our free floor plans that are now available to you as part of our partnership. From there, we'll pause to cover any sort of questions that have come in, and then I'll toss things over to Daniela to give us a quick look at the dashboard so you can see how you can access your floor plans from your computer. As we're walking through everything today, please feel free to use the Q&A function to send over any questions that you have. We'll be keeping tabs on that as we go. I'll also be sending over a couple of links in the chat box, so don't forget to follow along there as well. And then we will leave the room open at the end of the webinar today for about 10-15 minutes or so, just to allow time for additional Q&A. Last bit of sort of housekeeping before we dive in, I've included a QR code here on the screen. For those of you that would like to get your account set up while we're together today, feel free to scan that now. Don't feel rushed. We'll pull it up midway. We'll pull it up at the end of the webinar. We'll just leave it up on screen. That will allow you to create your account and get started today. We'll also be doing some product giveaways at the end of the webinar, so be sure to stick around to see if you're one of our lucky winners. But with that, I think we are ready to dive in. So CubiCasa has one main goal here in the US, and that's to bring a floor plan to every single real estate listing across the country. So to start off, let's talk about what our tool is and how it works, and how you can help us on this mission to improve the home buying experience for consumers in your market. So first thing you're probably wondering is, what is CubiCasa? To give you some high level background, we started a number of years ago essentially as a floor plan redraw service. But we've evolved into what we are today, which is an amazing mobile app that allows you to quickly and easily scan a property in just a couple of minutes to create an accurate floor plan. It will showcase the layout of the home like you see there on the top right, but also allow you to generate things like the individual room dimensions that you can then use to populate the listing and to share with potential home buyers. Now, how does the app actually work? It's probably easier than you're thinking in your head. It's not complicated, it's not technical, and it's only going to take you a couple of minutes. If you look at this image on the right-hand side of the screen, that gives you a good glimpse into how the scanning process works. So to start out, you'll open up the CubiCasa app, enter in and confirm the property address, and begin the new scan. It will pull up a camera type view like you see on the device there. You'll hold the device and walk the perimeter of each room on the interior of the home. Once you've captured everything inside the home without pausing or stopping the scan, you can step outside to capture any outdoor spaces that you want featured on the floor plan, things like decks, porches, or patios. As you're walking through scanning the property, you're going to get real-time feedback. So this will help to make the process as easy as possible for you as the scanner, but more importantly, allows you to get the most accurate scan, so you'll get the most accurate measurements and floor plan as the end result. If you're moving too quickly, for example, or if you get too close to a wall, those sort of situations are when you'll see that feedback pop up. The scanning process should only take you about 5 minutes for an average size home. Right now, the average size that we're seeing is in the neighborhood of around 2,200 square feet, and those scans are only taking about 4 minutes. So it's a really fast process. The last thing to note about the app itself is that it is available for both Apple and Android devices. So any device from the last like 8 to 10 years will work for you. Next, let's take a look at an actual scan in action. Unfortunately, I can't show a live demo with my computer following me throughout the space as that I'm in right now as I scan it. So this will be the next best thing. I'll send over the link to this video in the chat box in just a couple of moments. Since we're over streaming, it can sometimes come through a little pixelated or choppy. So you'll be able to take a closer look with that link. When the video pulls up, you'll see two separate views here. The main view of the video is just a screen recording of the actual app itself. And then the secondary view along the bottom is actually filming the woman as she's doing the scan. So you can see exactly how she's holding her device and kind of walking throughout the space. So first thing that pops up when you start the new scan will be to select the property type. So single family home, townhouse, apartment, condo. You can scan any type of property, and then you'll be ready to walk the perimeter of each room in the space, scanning as you go. You'll see that real-time feedback pop up that I mentioned. It's sort of a red caution tape across the screen, helping you along the way to correct things in real time and get the best possible scan. You'll scan all rooms on the interior of the home. So we saw that closet space, the bathroom, we saw a living area just a second ago. Once you've captured everything inside the home, without pausing or stopping the scan, you can step outside to capture any exterior spaces. You can even scan things like detached garages or ADUs, all as part of that one single home scan. Once you finish scanning, so you've captured everything inside the home, you've captured any of those outdoor features you want included, you'll be able to submit the scan directly in the app, and the floor plans will be available to download within 24 hours, either directly onto your phone from the app or by logging into our website. It really is just as simple as you saw there, holding your device up and walking around the home. One of my recommendations for new users is to download the app and do a test scan of your own home. You'll get a feel for the process. You can even scan your home a few times if you just want to get more comfortable with scanning before you head to your next listing. And you'll get a chance to see how accurate the floor plans are as well, since you're probably already familiar with, or at least have a general idea of the measurements within your own home. The scanning process will work on all different types of properties. So in that video, we saw a quick glimpse into a couple of interior spaces. We saw that deck and hot tub area on the back of the home. I always like to show this example here of a pretty non-traditional layout. We've got curved walls here, which are always a pain to measure. There's a pool in the backyard. There's an ADU off of the main home. All of this was captured as part of one single scan. And the same process will be true for homes with multiple stories. You just need one single scan. So in those situations, we recommend starting in the basement or lowest level of the home, scan that entire floor without pausing or stopping the scan the staircase as you walk up to the next floor, scan that entire floor, and so on. And then once you've captured everything inside the home, again, without pausing or stopping the scan, you can step outside to capture any of those exterior spaces. In this example here, they would have scanned the entire interior of the home without pausing. Then they would have stepped out to what you see in this photo here, this covered patio area. And then from there, they stepped outside to capture the perimeter of the pool and then walked over to that ADU. And by doing all of this as part of that one single scan, you're going to get actual spacing here on the floor plan of where the home is versus the pool versus the ADU. But then you're also going to have the accurate dimensions of everything that's included. So next, let's take a look at the actual floor plans themselves outside of this example here and what's going to be available to you as part of our partnership. So we've partnered with Conejo Semi-Moore Park to offer unlimited free basic floor plans, which is what you see here on screen, and what we call Light. This is a really great option to start making floor plans a little bit more standard practice when you're getting your listings put together. It's only going to take you a couple of minutes. It will cover properties up to 5,000 square feet of scanned area. So that will include the internal square footage of the home, as well as the square footage of any of those outdoor spaces that you capture, like porches, patios, or decks. And it's available to save with or without the room dimensions included. The example you see on screen, and I know the text is probably pretty small since we're over streaming, but if you can see my cursor here hovering over the family room, you'll see it's got the name of the space and then the dimensions of that space listed below. If you just wanted more of a marketing style floor plan, you can toggle those dimensions off and only have the names of the rooms included. And last thing to note, because this option is free, you don't even need to add a credit card to your account to be able to create these floor plans, as many of them as you'd like. On top of this free light floor plan, we do have some other 2D and 3D floor plan options that you can select on an a la carte basis. I'm not going to walk through all of the different options that you can create today just for the sake of time, but I will note that we'll be selecting two winners today that will receive a prize pack that includes all of our different 2D and 3D options. So from here, there's kind of two different paths that you can take. If all of this sounds interesting to you and you want to have floor plans included on your listings, but maybe don't have the time to scan them or just don't want to, that's totally fine as well. The good news is we work with a number of photographers that include our floor plans as part of all their regular interior photo shoots. So you can get connected with photographers local to you either by scanning this QR code here on the screen or when you log into your CubiCasa dashboard. Either option will take your actual geolocation and show you those local preferred photographers that we work with. They'll be able to create all the different types of floor plans for you, in addition to the listing photos that you'll already be having taken of the property. Now, on the flip side of that, if all of this sounds interesting to you and you do want to scan the properties yourself and then be able to go in and edit and customize your floor plans from there, all that sort of fun stuff that you can do, I always like to highlight our amazing support team. There's a lot of different things that you can do, a lot of different products that we offer, things that you may have questions about as you're getting started. You'll be able to reach us at any time. We've got live chat baked into both the mobile app and the desktop site. That's going to be the fastest and easiest way to get in touch. But we do also have a dedicated priority inbox specifically for our MLS partners like you guys, which is just mlshelp@cubicasa.com. So now moving into next steps for you to get started. First up, of course, is to create your account if you haven't already. You can do so by scanning the QR code that'll pull back up here on screen in just a moment, clicking through the CubiCasa link on your MLS dashboard, or I will send the direct sign up link in the chat box as well in just a moment. You can click through on any of those options. All of them will automatically affiliate your MLS membership and pre-populate all of your benefits for you. Then, once your account is created, you'll be ready to start scanning and getting floor plans for all of your listings. It really could not be any easier. And as I recommended before, download the app and do a test scan of your own home. You can scan it as many times as you'd like to get familiar with the process, and then you'll be all ready to go when you head to your next listing. So that's everything that I wanted to cover with you today on my end. I'll pull up this QR code once more while I check in with Daniela to see if there's any sort of questions that have come through to share with the group or any common questions that we want to share with everybody. And then I'll toss things over so she can give us a quick look at the dashboard and show you how you can navigate your CubiCasa account and access your floor plans from your computer. I think you're muted, Daniela.
Can you hear me now?
There we go. We're good.
Perfect. That would be helpful. So there are a few questions we got in that I would think would be good to cover with the group. First one is, can you add a garage to your scan? And the answer is yes. I do recommend including the garage. You can also include any exterior areas like you saw in the example earlier that Joseph showed us. So things like pools, balconies, patios, even additional dwelling units. You can walk outside while you're still scanning. And this relates to another question we got on how to scan outdoor areas if you're scanning also with multiple floors. And I recommend scanning it on the same level that you are at. So for example, if the balcony is in the first floor, or the backyard is in the first floor, simply just open that outdoor door and then scan that area and then continue walking along the inside of that floor and then move your way up to the second or third floor. Now, it won't impact the scan quality if, let's say, you're on that second floor and you forgot to include the exterior area, so you go back downstairs to scan. You can still do that. So I just recommend doing whatever is going to be the easiest for you when you're creating that scan. Let's see. Can you customize a floor plan for remodel and additions? So if you want to have different designs of your floor plans, then I recommend going with our 3D rendering, because then you'll be able to see your floor plan in different designs. So this might be especially helpful for remodels. Another add-on that we have is our CAD files. So if you need anything a little bit more in depth, those might be more useful for you. The 2D floor plans will just show the layout as of the property as it currently is. And then, is there a discount for members if they choose to use any of the options beyond light? And the answer is yes. You do get a 25% discount on any of the paid products if you're interested in them. I will show you here in just a little bit how to make sure that's added to your account so that you can use it and have it available on all your orders. Looks like some of you might have some issues with the QR code, so Joseph will link the URL that you can also use in order to sign up that way as well. Perfect. Well, feel free to keep sending in your questions. I'm going to go ahead and move us forward and just share really quickly how to access your dashboard and see some of the high-level features in order to see your orders and download them. And I'm just going to share my screen in just a moment. It might take a little bit to load. All right, so once you create your CubiCasa accounts through that URL or QR code, you will then download the app through your Apple or Google Play Store, and both accounts will use the same credentials whether you're using the web or app. Once you sign in, you will create your scans through the app. Once you send them for processing, they will be available to your web account where you'll have the options to view, download, and further customize your orders. In your dashboard page, you'll have access to the list of our preferred photographers at the top, and below is where you'll access your most recent orders. To open an order page, simply click on that address and you'll be taken to that order. Now, some features that you will see on every order page is at the top. You'll be able to see all the different product offerings, and the 2D product tab will include those for you. Now, if you need to download all your products, simply go to the download icon here at the top. For the 2D products, you'll be able to download them either with or without dimensions. And you'll have different file formats available as well, such as JPEG, PNG, or PDF. If you do decide to go with additional products, they will be available for download here as well. If you decide that you want to upgrade any floor plan later on, you can always do so under the upgrade icon here at the top. Simply select the products that you are interested in, and then once you do, we will be able to get started on working on those for you and send you an email confirmation once it's completed. Now, another feature I want to cover is your settings. So for those that already had a CubiCasa account prior to our partnership with your MLS, you can still add your MLS discount code. Simply go under, again, Settings Company and under that MLS Membership tab. All you have to do is type in your MLS name. Once it appears, let's see if there we go. Add in your MLS ID, select verify account, and now you will have access to that discount code if you wish to go beyond the free product offering. So that is everything I wanted to show you guys for today. Lastly, I want to mention this chat bubble that will follow you around the screen. If you ever have any questions, our Help Center provides a keyword searchable database with Help Center articles, tutorials, and videos for you. And our Messages tab will have a live chat widget available that you can contact our customer support team from at any time of the day. So Joseph, I will pass it back to you to close this out.
Excellent. Thank you so much. And I'm going to get my screen reshared here while I touch on a couple of things. Daniela will pick our two winners from the webinar today, but I want to direct everyone's attention to the chat box. I sent over a couple of links there. A few questions came through regarding the QR code, having some issues getting signed up from there. So I sent the direct link in the chat box that you can use to create your account. Or again, you can click through the CubiCasa link on your MLS dashboard. Any of those options will automatically affiliate your membership and pre-populate those benefits and that discount for you. I also sent over a couple of links to the Help Center, as well as a few specific articles, things regarding how accurate are the floor plans, and some different questions like that. One question that came through that I think is worth sharing with the group here. Let me see if I can pull it up. And actually, nope, Danielle, I think you touched on this, the discount that is available for any products beyond light. And then one that did just come through on a similar note, can a previously scanned house be upgraded? Yes. So actually what my recommendation is to scan every property by default, and you'll get that free basic floor plan regardless. And then it will actually be saved with your account, where if later down the line you want to introduce some customized styles or even upgrade to one of the 3D options, those scans will all be ready to go for you. You don't need to scan the property again at that point. You can just log into your dashboard and select those different options that you'd like to use from there. So I'm going to check in with Daniela, see if we've got our winners ready to announce, and then I will pull up the two QR codes back up on screen. We'll wrap things up and we'll leave the room open for the next 10 minutes here, just to allow time for additional Q&A.
All right, well, drum roll, please. The winners for today are going to be Debbie Nicole and Ryan Huggins. So, congratulations, guys. We will be sending you out an email shortly, just confirming that your prizes are included into your accounts. You do need to have a CubiCasa account created in order for us to apply those rewards to your account. So I will be following up with you here shortly after this webinar, and congratulations.
Awesome. Perfect. Well, thank you so much. I pulled the QR codes back up here on screen. We'll leave these up for the next few minutes here. The one on the left-hand side is what you'll scan to create your account. And then on the right-hand side is what you can scan to get connected with local photographers. But that's everything we've got for you today. Hopefully this was helpful to get a quick introduction to what CubiCasa is and how you now have access to create free floor plans for all of your listings. We're going to leave the room open, like I said, for the next 10 minutes or so. But if you think of questions later on, don't forget that chat bubble will follow you throughout, both in the app and on the desktop site, and you can get connected with us at any time. But thank you everyone so much for joining us today. Happy holidays and happy scanning.